Hello everyone, Brian Black here. I'm currently on Sparky Linux 7 Orion Belt, otherwise known as Game Over Edition. I just put ISO onto a USB stick and popped it into the USB port, and this machine is running USB 2.0, so I don't expect much from this, but I'm going to give it a try. Sparky Linux 7 is known as a game edition. I'm going to close out their welcome screen here, and you'll see that it's Game Over Edition, Sparky 7, and this comes pre-installed with a lot of Linux games, a lot more than I've seen on any other install. The distros that I have maybe have 4 or 5 games on them at most. This one, lots of games. It also comes with Steam installed, Wine installed, Lutris, Play on Linux, but we're not going to discuss all of that. I'm going to just try to play a game here off of my Dominion partition right here that's not yet mounted. And I am running this on, it's currently running on a USB drive that I just burnt the ISO to. I went to my BIOS menu, told it to start the USB drive. It started, and what you see is what you're going to get, is just what it is. I haven't installed any graphics drivers, nothing. This is just the demo. To install it, I have to click this up here and go through an installation process. So I'm going to open up, I'm going to take a look at Wine first and see what version we have. Wine version 5.0.3 Debian. Okay. Now I'm going to, I guess I'll try to run Neverwinter from Dominion. Open that up. There we go. And I have it here in Cryptic Studios. Execute key. Neverwinter should open with default applications, so I should just be able to double click this and it should run. Recommended applications, none available. Nope, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to go to, let's just skip that and go to Play on Linux. That might be under, there it is, Play on Linux, got it. It's under Accessories. The first thing I'm going to need to do after opening this is go to the Tools, Manage the Wine versions, go to the 64-bit versions, and load the highest one that's not staging. I hit this little arrow, and that starts the process to installing Wine 6.17 onto the system. Downloaded Wine, extracting Wine, and then it'll install. There we go. Now I can close that out and install. You could hit games and it will go to Neverwinter. I don't know why I'm getting this. Since I've already got Neverwinter on my machine, let's see, I'm in Neverwinter Online is right there. It's downloading a little, no description. Okay, gives a little rating, tells you it's commercial, but I'm going to say it's a install a non-listed program. We're going to create a virtual drive for it, and I'm going to call the virtual drive, let's call it my C drive. Oh, name can't contain spaces. Okay. My C drive. There we go. Configure. 64-bit. What this is doing now is it's creating a folder hidden from view that will be located at your home directory called Play on Linux, wine prefix, my C drive. Now we need to configure this for Windows 10. Apply that and say OK. Now browse. We're going to go to other locations. I keep all my games on Dominion. And it's Cryptic Studios, Neverwinter, and open. Next. There it goes. Good. I'm going to close this out because we need to finish setting it up. Browse. Next. Browse. And you're good. I'm going to go to other locations because again, I know where the files are at. Okay. Neverwinter. Open. Next. Yep, next. Good. Now we've got a desktop icon. I can close out of that. There's an icon you can run here, or you can configure it, and that's what I'm going to do. It cannot run the system on preview, so we want the 6.17. There. That's all set. We should be good to go here. My C drive. Wine. Configure wine. Just double checking everything. Mono package. Go ahead and install the mono package. Windows 10, 6.17. This is if you have any audio problems, this is where you would set that stuff up. If you want to change drive locations. You can set that up here. Applications, libraries, graphics. If you wanted to emulate a virtual desktop, you could do that, and I often will, but I won't do that right now. I'm going to say OK. We'll let it run. OK. Close that out. Let's run it here. Okay. Don't need that. I take off on-demand patching and all that stuff. And as you can see, it says Z, and it gives my Z is the false drive letter. There is no Z on this thing, but so I'm going to save all that, and I'm going to log in now, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've logged in, it says Neverwinter's ready to play here. That's mod 21. Mod 22 is Neverwinter Preview, and I've never played on Owlbear, but that's a testing shard for other uses. Now we're going to go here to the play button, and it works. So far, it works. Got the dragon logo up. This takes a while. I'm going to take the time to explain to you once again, this is running off of a USB drive. It has not been physically installed to my computer. So if I was running Windows, my Windows wouldn't even be an issue right now. It would be like this 463 gigabyte dead volume here. It's not mounted. It's being ignored. This one's being ignored. Emporium is where I store my music and movies, and that's being ignored. Chamber is for my business programs, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the 107 gigabyte volume is my Linux OS, and I believe we're up and running. Reverend Mr. Black is available, and well, a little bit of slow frame rate, but that's pretty good considering it didn't even ask to set up my graphics driver. I have an NVIDIA card in this thing, and it didn't ask for that. It just basically went in and said, here you go, here's your game. And as you can see, I can go on to preview and test preview in Sparky Linux in the trial edition without messing with any of my hard drives. The only thing that I opened was the Dominion partition, and that was because we needed to access Neverwinter in the first place. That's the only thing it's accessing off of my computer's hard drives. And this is actually stored on a solid state drive, so it does play a lot faster than this in my current Linux. Okay, so that took us a little bit to get set up, but it did set up. A little laggy on the frame rate. My graphics are set pretty high for my current remember where I parked my car. Let's see. Pull up the horse. There he is. Okay. Yeah, that's some really horrendous frame rate, but at least I'm in preview. Got my inventory up there. Let's try character sheet. Yep, there's my character sheet. The new enchantment system. Okay. I'd say that this is a success. If you've got a better system, this is going to function a lot better on it. And all you need to do is set up this the graphics properties, and you can play Neverwinter on a PC using any OS. Just have fun playing your games. And I'll see you later.